Give him the floor because right now, he wants to help us with, when we're doing this, it's a gentle time and it's a slow time, and just keep breathing, keep loving, and keep holding the people that are most precious to you in your heart right now. Because you're doing this because it's all about love. It's all about that we love each other. And just keep that in mind, because sometimes when we're doing this, one of my aunties, she's old, she's still afraid that, she calls them the wolves, that someone's going to come in here and try to break us up. And no one's going to come in here and break us up today. No one's going to come in here and hurt us. No one's going to come in here and stop us. So just relax a little bit, and really take advantage of this wolf spirit that we have right here. Okay?
I think you can go ahead and sit down. The reason I came up is this brother I had. He left us not too long ago. His name is Felix Kidder. I had a very strong admiration for this man. We had a connection. I never met him, but I met his son. His son was over in our country, and then he married one of my daughters. His name was BJ Kidder. And we still have that connection because through that marriage, short marriage we have a granddaughter. Her name is Dakota Kidder. And it's our honor that we have her graduate from high school not too long ago. Anyway, I had a good relationship with Felix. We met at a powwow, and from there on, every time we see each other, we get more information from one another. But after that marriage happened, then we became relatives. So one time we came over, and we was taking pictures like we always do. So we were taking a picture of his wife and my wife. So we got lined up, and it was at the porch of our house. So I told Felix, you better get behind and step on this next step because our wives are both taller than we are. So if you ever see that picture, the reason why we're taller is because we were standing on the next step up. Another time, Felix came over one time and he was by. He said, brother, next time you go out, you give me some sweat house rocks. I said, yeah, I'll do that. Well, I gathered up a pretty good pile of sweat house rocks, and I was waiting for his son BJ to go back home for the Sundance so I could send him over with it. So I did that when he was ready to go, so I told BJ, his son, you tell your dad what I'm going to tell you when you get there. He said, I told him, and I gathered up these sweat house rocks, and I thought he was going to come back and pick them up, but he never did. So I was going to send them over to him. I was going to bundle up 5 or 6 rocks and send them to him COD. I'm going to keep doing that until I send them all over. So I guess he told him that, and he got a big kick out of that. But that's how close we got. I mean, when we get that close, we're really close. So anyway, that's the story about my relationship, and I was kind of hurt because I didn't get to go to his burial. I really wanted to. He was like a brother, because I only had one brother in my life. That was like a half brother we call, but he was my brother. My father had him, and after he left me, and I didn't get to really know him till he came back from Korea War, and he got in an accident and lost his life. We were just getting really close. That's the only brother I ever had. I never ever had a sister in my life, but I got a lot of adopted sisters now. So I'm just up here to talk about the friendships that I make. Always stay with me, and always will. I have so many relations like that have passed on now. And I'm thankful that I get to know these kind of people. It's easy to become friends, but it's harder to lose friends. So when we're ready to start the
Forrest is going to help with the ceremony for the food before we go over, or after then we'll go over to the cemetery. The honor to begin such an incredible journey here at Chemawa. I talk about it too much, I'll start to cry because of the spirit of the people here. We do not live in the world of separation, we live in a world of interconnected. Everything is interconnected. What happens here has happened there. And that's the world that we used to live in. And so we will leave on the 7,000-mile journey with the understanding that it's about forgiveness. The instructions that the elders gave us for this is in the East is to recognize, in the South is to acknowledge, in the West is to forgive, and the North is to change. Recognize, acknowledge, forgive, and change. We have to recognize what this trauma is. And that's what we were doing today. Then after you recognize that that's not enough, you have to acknowledge whether this happened to us. We will be delivering on the 24th of June a petition and an endorsement from the National Congress of American Indians asking President Obama to make an apology on behalf of the United States government for its role in sponsoring the residential schools and the boarding schools here. That's acknowledgement. If they do that, all we really want is to have somebody say, this happened. This happened. The stories you heard today, and the grandmas and the tears, no one's making this up. This happened to us. It would be nice if the government does that, but in order for us to be free, you don't always have to have your oppressor make the apology for you to be free. You have the ability to do it whether they make an apology or not. That's the power we see that we have. We have to wait for them. They told us, I love the teachings when they come that way, because it always makes sense. Recognize, acknowledge, forgive. Then we have to change.